one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sometimes does it seem we've lost our way, forgot what's really important, right, and true? You may know me from my time as a pastor of First Baptist Church Charlotte, or as the former president of the North Carolina Baptist State Convention. You see, for a long time I've done my best with the help of a loving family to serve God, to reflect in thought, word, and deed His abundant, unmerited, and sufficient grace. In fact, to remember, as Paul said in his letter to the church at Philippi, let each of you look out not only for his own interest, but also for the interest of others. We've prayed an awful lot recently and done our best to humbly discern what is next for Beth and for me. Recently, I announced that I would be stepping down from my duties as a full-time senior pastor. Our country was founded by ordinary men and women who did extraordinary things. Farmers, doctors, yes, even members of the clergy took up the cause of freedom and liberty. In fact, this is a tombstone of my fifth-generation great-grandfather, John Stockton Nicholson, who served in that First Continental Army. America cannot survive many more years of career politicians putting their ambitions ahead of the best interest of our country. It's time for citizen politicians to take over the reins of government. We need men and women who will serve a limited number of terms, then return to their communities to live under the same laws as everyone else. Most Republicans I've found agree on the big issues. We need a military defense that strikes fear in the hearts of our enemies and confidence in the minds of our friends. We need to end Obamacare. Surely, after nearly a decade, we know we can do it better. Health care should be available, accessible, and affordable. And asking the federal government to run it does not seem like a good idea to me. No, we need to cut federal spending on silly programs. We need real tax reform, and reform that includes tax cuts for working men and women. And yes, we need policies that will grow our economy, not simply strangle it to death with too many regulations and high taxes. But folks, none of this is going to happen if we keep sending the same people back to Washington. It is time for new leadership. It is time for a new approach. I don't have all the answers, but I will make you this one single promise. Elect me to Congress, and there will be no priority higher than assuring that your voice is represented and heard. My priorities have been fixed: my faith, my family, and my community. And that will not change when I go to Washington, D.C. In fact, I'm asking you to join our cause today. Go to our website at markharrisforcongress.com and see how you can sign up and help. We believe we can do better. In fact, I believe that it all begins by simply remembering the very principles that made us great in the first place. You see, imagine what it would be if we recognized that it was time for a little less of Washington, D.C. in the 9th District, and it was time for a little more of our 9th District in Washington, D.C. Thank you, and may God bless you.